Warning. Don't know the reason why we decided to be Russians. We're fighting for the truth. We're fighting for the good life, for our future, for our families. So if you think that you are strong and you are brave, only you think you have sat down, you have made your inquiries, so you want to do something to Ibrahim Traore, you are dealing with the whole Africa. And especially, you are dealing with Russian military. You are dealing with us, the Africans in the Russian military. I'm not afraid.
Teta ene yesi di ofri dua pa ne yepia no ne ndua papa ne adwempa eda papa ya dwene munti ne supporters de ankure bi ma seyiri badampatwo Captain Ibrahim Traore ene Burkina Faso mampani na sabre asrafo afoforo ebo na tiri dom den nye omo wo Burkina Faso nko a obi obete na sembia obi a nim se papa yi oye soronko no damufua e wa bibrem hanto obi a se waya ade ebi okọ no ntongo sonko no muta na chi papa a wo mo bepia no nti asrafo ebi ene wahu se wo mo kane ne ntoto ye ne nhihye ebi oye wone manimu a akenya nipa bi honhom se papa we hia push se ekoso no mu no honsem ne ade nyina ne wo video ha abusia ye de emma wo eye Konkonkotv TV so wada ma ebetimi afra ye tenten akosra de so subscribe na share so ma nua mo no so subscribe na da bia ye de betum a wahwe bia ma ye ne nso yetumi aye tenten ese betene yenkoi na yenkobo ani akoma Captain Ibrahim Traore ene ye sabrede wo jene samba papa ne modem a obo e wani mamu.
Warning. You don't know the reason why we decided to be Russian. We're fighting for the truth. We're fighting for the good life, for our future, for our families. So if you think that you are strong and you are brave, only you think you have sat down, you have made your inquiries, so you want to do something to Ibrahim Traore, you are dealing with the whole Africa. And especially, you are dealing with Russian military. You are dealing with us, the Africans in the Russian military. I'm not afraid. That's why I'm doing this video. Trying to tell you that if you want to do something, think twice. Any country, I repeat myself, any country who tries again to try to blackmail any African country, you get prepared. You have to get prepared. So why do you want us to always suffer? You want Africans to always suffer. You want Africans to always suffer. Bad schools, bad road. But all of you, every time you want good life, it's not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen anymore. Africans are wise. We stand by Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore.
Across the heart of Africa, a new voice rises, bold, fearless, and full of hope. A young soldier, not yet 40 years old, stands against centuries of oppression, corruption, and foreign control. His name is Captain Ibrahim Traore. And this is his story, and the story of a continent ready to rise. Born into humble beginnings in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore grew up witnessing injustice, poverty, and broken promises. But he carried within him the dream of a better Africa, free, proud, and sovereign. As a young officer, Traore's leadership was marked by discipline, compassion, and unwavering patriotism. He did not rise through betrayal or ambition, but through the will of the people, who demanded a leader who would stand with them, not above them. On September 30th, 2022, that call was answered. Captain Traore led a historic movement, removing a government seen as failing its people, and vowed to build a new future, starting from the soil of Burkina Faso. In a world where alliances are shifting, African Russian soldiers have emerged with a strong warning to the West. Leave Africa alone. These soldiers, many trained in Russia and loyal to the vision of African sovereignty, have voiced their solidarity with Captain Traore. They see him as a symbol of resistance, and they are ready to stand by him against external interference. Their message is clear. The age of neo-colonialism is over. A new generation will not allow their leaders to be toppled for daring to dream of independence. Understanding the risks Traore faces, special Russian military advisors have reportedly been deployed to ensure his security. This move is more than military support. It is symbolic of new alliances. Across Africa, leaders like Traore are building bridges with nations willing to respect African sovereignty, not exploit it. For Traore, survival is not just a personal matter. It is essential for the dreams of millions who see their future in him. Why would powerful nations fear one young captain in Burkina Faso? Because Traore represents something more dangerous than weapons: hope. Hope for a continent to control its own destiny, its own resources, its own narrative. By nationalizing key industries, standing against foreign military bases, and forging independent alliances, Traore threatens the old systems of exploitation. The West's economic interests, from gold to uranium to political influence, are at risk. That is why, quietly but surely, efforts are underway to weaken, isolate, or remove him. Since taking power, Captain Traore has survived numerous threats and coup attempts. Each time, it is not just the army that saves him. It is the people. From the marketplaces to the universities, from the villages to the cities, Burkinabe citizens have rallied to protect him. When whispers of betrayal emerge within the ranks, it is the youth, the farmers, the workers who rise first, sending a clear message. Touch Traore, and you touch the heart of Burkina Faso. Not everyone celebrates this new dawn. Old political elites, foreign agents, and corrupted generals all stand to lose. Funded by external interests and fueled by personal greed, they scheme to reverse the revolution. But every plot against Traore reveals a truth. This is not just about one man. It is about a people who have awakened, and they will not sleep again. In the face of Traore's courage, many wonder, where is the African Union? Why the silence? Bound by political entanglements, debts, and fear of Western backlash, many AU leaders hesitate to support a true people's movement. But outside the halls of power, among the streets and fields of Africa, support for Traore grows every day. While battles rage around him, Traore works. In agriculture, he invests in farmers. In education, he builds schools. In infrastructure, he constructs roads and hospitals. Traore understands that true freedom is built not just with words, but with action. He is sowing seeds of prosperity that will bloom for generations. For too long, Burkina Faso's wealth enriched others. Under Traore, that era ends. He has nationalized key mines, ensuring that gold, manganese, and uranium serve his people first. This bold move angers foreign powers, but for the children of Burkina Faso, it means hope, opportunity, and pride. Across Africa, a name echoes: Traore. In Mali, Niger, Guinea, and beyond, young people chant his name alongside their own leaders, calling for unity, freedom, and a new Africa. What was once isolated resistance now grows into a continental movement, a Pan-African renaissance. Captain Ibrahim Traore carries the dreams of millions, but can dreams survive the pressure of global power? The answer lies not in one man alone, but in the will of the African people. Every voice raised in solidarity, every hand building a better future, every spirit refusing to bow. This is how Traore will be protected, not by weapons, but by a continent determined to rise. The story of Captain Ibrahim Traore is still being written. But one thing is certain: Africa is awakening, and nothing, no empire, no power, no fear, will ever stop it again.
Which is furious at being cut off from the riches of Burkina Faso, cannot tell us what to do. We stand with Captain Traore. We stand with Traore because we know that Traore stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traore, and Traore is all of us. If they kill Traore, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity of Africa. We must defend China for defying the USA and telling the USA to go to hell because they don't understand how the tariffs works. Donald Trump is an enemy of himself and all of us. And he must know the EFF is not scared of him. The EFF is not scared of Israel. The EFF is not scared of Morocco. The EFF is not scared of the imperialist forces. The EFF will stand on the side of the people of DRC, the people of Sudan, and the people of Sahrawi. We don't have freedom in South Africa for as long as the people of Palestine are still under the oppression of Zionist aggression of Israel. All of us must say, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, because we know as beneficiaries of international solidarity that if we stand with the oppressed in the world, those oppressed people will be liberated. Arien kaofela ha re tsamaya mo re isolate all political parties tse di ileng ko Israel, di kukuna bo DA, bo PA, bo ACDP, ba batla tšhelete, ba lwantsha the stand of South Africa. Let's go, all of us, and say, we are not free until the people of Palestine are free. We don't care if we are going to be punished for that. The people who were killed in Matola in Mozambique because of our freedom. The people who were killed in Lesotho because of our freedom. The people who were killed in Wankispolilo.
Because of tyranny, but because of conviction. From Washington to Paris, powerful nations want him removed. Inside his own country, political elites and hidden traitors plot against him. Even some African leaders view him as a disruption to the status quo. But Traore's only crime? Refusing to be controlled. He has challenged foreign influence, reclaimed national pride, and placed Burkina Faso's destiny above global interests. And for that, they want him gone, by any means necessary. But Traore is not standing still. In the face of growing threats, he's now reinforcing his inner circle with a new advanced security network. What exactly is this system? And what does it say about the battles he's preparing for? It's no coincidence. There are powerful forces, local and global, that want Captain Ibrahim Traore out of the picture. How else do you explain it? No other African leader, not one, has survived more than 15 assassination attempts in just 2 years. Since the day he took power in Burkina Faso, Traore has been in a constant state of alert. No rest, no peace. Just coup attempt after coup attempt. This isn't just politics, this is war. A war against a man who represents something far bigger than a government. A man who has become a threat, not because of tyranny, but because of what he stands for. Some say it's simply the nature of military rule. But then, ask yourself, why haven't other military leaders in the Sahel faced this level of danger? Gabon, Chad, even Mali and Niger. None of their leaders have faced this frequency of internal plots or external pressure. So what makes Traore different? He's not just a soldier, he's not just a president. He is the face of a revolution. Unofficially, he leads the AES alliance, and spiritually, he leads a movement. It was Traore who first declared that the Sahel isn't just shifting, it's rising. It was his speech at the Russia-Africa summit that captured the hearts of Pan-African thinkers around the world. His fire, his vision, his unwavering defiance. That's what drew others to follow. And that is exactly why he's now the most wanted man in Africa, dead or alive. April 16th, 2025, a date that could have changed everything for Burkina Faso. Another plot, another attempt to eliminate President Ibrahim Traore. And though the coup was foiled, the threat hasn't vanished, it's evolved. Those who want him gone are still out there, regrouping, planning, vowing to strike again. And now intelligence reports warn they're not done yet. they've promised to make their next move before June 2025. Where did they go? They fled, not to the shadows but to a neighboring country, Ivory Coast, a nation increasingly accused of collaborating with France in efforts to destabilize Burkina Faso. There, the traitors were welcomed, not as fugitives, but as allies. And under the quiet protection of Ivorian authorities, a new operations center has been set up. Their mission? Finish what they started. But TRAORE isn't standing still. Faced with this escalating threat, the president has launched a bold countermeasure, something insiders are calling the lockdown doctrine. It's more than just heightened security. It's a full-scale reset of everything around him. People, procedures, priorities. Nothing is left to chance. Local reports describe it as a doctrine where loyalty outweighs rank, and surveillance replaces ceremony. The first major shift? A complete restructuring of the Presidential Guard, the elite force responsible for TRAORE's protection. In a time where betrayal can come from within, this move isn't just necessary, it's survival. And as the air in Ouagadougou remains tense, one thing is clear. TRAORE is preparing for the next attack. Think about it. If high-ranking officers within the Burkinabe military were willing to betray President TRAORE, what's to say that betrayal hasn't already reached the heart of his own security? Some of these traitors didn't just defect, they paid fellow soldiers to stir chaos within the army. It's not hard to imagine that some of those soldiers might have been part of the Presidential Guard itself, and that's a risk TRAORE cannot afford to take. To protect himself and the nation, TRAORE made a decisive move. He has completely reconfigured the Presidential Guard. Teams were reshuffled, suspicious individuals were quietly removed, and in their place, only those who had proven their loyalty. But even loyalty wasn't enough. Every new recruit underwent a deep and invasive vetting process, far beyond routine background checks. Their school records, family connections, political leanings, and even international contacts were scrutinized. No stone was left unturned. Only those who passed every layer of this investigation were allowed to wear the uniform. Today, the Presidential Guard is no longer just elite. It is trusted, hand-picked, hardened, loyal. But TRAORE didn't stop there. The betrayal of one man, Barry Abdrahmane, exposed another major vulnerability: the country's communication systems. This outdated infrastructure allowed traitors to transmit sensitive